There it goes. So what? Ready to go? I think we can start. My mic's on, right? Yeah. All righty. Hello, everybody. And welcome to weekly update number 43. Sorry I missed everybody last week, but I did get a chance to look through the stream, and Rahman did a really good job hosting. Thanks for having my back, brother. I appreciate that very much. I also love the presentations, particularly Brox's presentation on the Ethereum bridge. That's really cool, man. That's great. I really liked it. As always, we'll have Q&A when the presentations are finished. So if you can please save all of your questions and comments until the very end, that would be really appreciated. And also, if you would please kindly turn on your cameras and show us all your pearly whites. I think it'll make this thing go much better. So don't be shy. All right, let's do this. Let's get general updates out of the way first. Let's see. Tokens that were sent out last week. First, for the MIT Harvard paper debunking contest. The winners and jury got the tokens for that. The analytics and support subgovernance put in for their second token request to continue working. That went through. And Xangle, our partnership with Xangle, they got their first of a 24-month vested token distribution. So that was that for tokens. New proposals. So new proposals that passed actually just earlier this morning, I believe. So the Chinese subgovernance presented their first report against their first KPI, and they requested stage 2 tokens. That went through. Exactly the same thing, by the way, goes for the French subgovernance. And more exciting, we have a brand new subgovernance. And I just sort of want to say that Free Ton is making a very strong footprint in the East Asian and Southeast Asian markets, which, you know, that can only be a good thing. Welcome the Vietnamese subgovernance. So that passed. I mean, these guys, they have well over 10,000 people in just their Telegram chat. And I know they have some very good inroads with exchanges over there, with some really reputable ones as well. So looking forward to some really good things from them. And we should also have another vote for more proposals towards probably the end of this week. So there you go. Likewise, we'll try to get a token distribution sent also towards the end of the week, and we'll make sure to include esports subgovernance 2.0, which passed last week as well. And another quick thing for me, reminder, there's a decentralized support contest that's been it's been up for voting for quite a while on the gov.freeton.org site. And so far, there's only 2 votes, which is not good, right? And there are only 3 days left to vote. So if you would, all jurors, please, there are a bunch of people who work really hard supporting the community for, I think it was like 7 months. And they're waiting for your feedback and your score. And I should also say there's the scoring on this contest is a little more stringent. In order to receive any rewards at all, the combined average score for any contestant has to be at least 5 points. So please pay close attention to that. And ultimately, there are only 16 submissions, most of which are pretty good. You know, I perused through them myself, and it should be really easy to score. So please take a moment, do everybody a favor, do what your civic duty asks for, and please go and vote. Okay. All right. And now for something far more interesting and exciting than updates. I have is Michael Cho with us? Mike, are you here?
Yep. Hi,
All
guys.
right. Hi. All right. So Mike's going to be presenting from Kuna about building a stablecoin with some very unique features, which I think is going to pique everybody's interest. So, Mike, you have the floor.
All right. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. So, as I said before, we're building a stable coin, but the key feature with this stable coin, it would be using the so-called delegated transfer feature, so-called ERC 721, I guess, on the Ethereum network. We're trying to build pretty much the same. So what it does is the problem that it solves. Let's go from here. For example, Tether. We're not going through the legal aspects. We're talking about the use cases. So it's a good way to send USD from one person to another person. You know exactly the exchange rate. You know what's going to happen with it. So it's pretty clear, understandable. So it's a good way of keeping away from the banks, but still exchanging in the form that everyone understands. So we are trying to build similar thing, but for Ukraine. The project is called Crypto Grivna. But the problem with the Tether is that in order to send the Tether, you need to have Ether. So same with any other token. In order to send the token, you need to have the native currency that you spend to pay for the mining fees, or with the delegated transfer, what you do is you actually pay the fees for the network in the same token. So in crypto grivnas, in order to send the crypto grivnas, you need to pay, like, for example, one crypto grivna, which is like 1/27th of US dollars at the moment. What this does, it lowers the let's call it threshold of understanding what's crypto and what's blockchain, and the whole thing it is really complicated for the general public. When you say that you have the wallet and you have the certain balance in the currency that and in order to send the money, you just pay a fixed amount in the same currency. You don't need to know what's the blockchain. You don't need to know what's Freeton. You don't need to know what's the Ethereum or any other blockchain. So what we're doing right now, we hired the developers. They are doing this project for us. It will be basically open source. I can't remember what my lawyers told me. It's the third or the second version of the what's it called? Ron, help me here. I'm lost. With the not GDPR.
Tip 3.
When you open source something, there's like the version 2, version 3. It's not GDPR. There's like GDPR. Thank you, GDPR. Yeah. So basically, it will be available for everyone to use. And the reason I'm really want to launch it on the Freeton network rather than any other network, because first of all, we are all here in the same boat. The second, the Freeton network is really fast and it's quite cheap. So that's exactly what I need. And we have a great community. So that's what we're doing right now. The time frame that we have, we plan to finish within the month and a half. So we are looking at mid-April, maybe end of April. That's when we want to launch the project and open source the technology. So after that, anyone can use this source code and develop the tokens. We are also in talks with the guys from the Surf wallet. I forgot the name.
Surf guys. Yeah.
I think it was Pavel or.
And probably Eugene Tesla, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so because it's the most popular wallet at the moment, we're going to ask them to also integrate this standard. So if anyone develops the token, if you send it to that wallet, the wallet will immediately understand the standard, and you'll be able to operate with that token. So I guess that's it for the moment. I'll keep you posted on the updates. We have it in iterations. I agreed to pay 50,000 tons for this project. I'm paying it from my own stack of coins. So I guess maybe at the end I'll ask for some marketing money. But again, not sure anymore at the moment. It's not the whole point. So I need to start. That's the whole point. Time to market is really important right now.
Michael, sorry for license called general purpose license, so it's GPL.
GPL, yeah, wherever. I'm not very good at legal thing. I'm good at selling and understanding the public. So that's my that's my expertise.
Man, that sounds awesome. That's cool.
So yeah, I'll keep you posted. And within, I guess, in 2 weeks we'll have something I'll be able to show the community. So everything is open. I'm not hiding anything. So because it will be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, it will. That's actually a great idea, and I know it can solve a lot of problems right now that are happening in certain parts of the world. So that's fantastic.
By the way, there is a comment in our chat that you don't have Friton sticker on your wall behind you. So
that's actually a very good point.
Yeah, I actually, Friton Shop did nice stickers, so you can buy it for ton crystals. A lot of different stickers.
I'm sure we could give. I'm sure we can give them one for free. What do you think?
It's not for me. I don't have them.
Okay, send me a link. I'll buy them with pleasure. Next time they'll be on the wall, definitely.
Friton Shop. I mean, it's very easy. It's a bot.
Friton Shop.
In Telegram.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
In Telegram. Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, all one word.
Yeah, do a lot of interesting stuff with.
Yeah, you could get one of you could get one of these.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, guys. Next time. I'll be with a new cup. Yeah,
and Anne's got the hoodie, so there you go. There's a shameless plug for Friton Shop. I'm also a salesman in a way. All right, excellent. Thank you, Mike. That's
thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, and finally, our beloved Rust Cup. Obviously, a bunch of you have been waiting for updates, and Mitya, he has them. So give the folks what they want.
I don't. Well, yeah. Well, I think all the validators knows already. So we have. Okay, just to recap from the last, we have started the accepting my validators into the network on certain time last week, and we started to load the network, and the network kind of stopped on one block. We started researching, and it was several issues at once. Some of them related to, it's a combination of a lot of things that we have improved and some real life scenario, which we cannot test ourselves. So the validators going on, off, unreliable nodes, blah, blah, blah. 24 out of 115 validators didn't show up at all after the elections and so on. So anyway, and what we did over last week is we have started to optimize heavily to tackle this kind of issues, all of them at once. And that was quite a, how you call it, bardak? How could I say it in English? It's a crazy stuff. Mess.
Just a mess.
Yeah. So we are there almost. Actually, I have expected yesterday that we will, but our tests just didn't pass on the pipe. We have a huge. Maybe I need to explain to you how we build. Maybe like the way it's an inside Tone operating system. Like when you build operating system, think about building Linux, something like that, in dev. It takes enormous amount of time because it's a huge amount of tests, and you otherwise you kind of would do this in monorepo. Like if you have a monorepo, like Ton C++ node is a monorepo, and in the monorepo you can run the repo tests and builds and all of that. We cannot do that because we have many repos. We cannot put everything in monorepo because this is a whole stack of these technologies, including like compilers and SDK and the cloud and so on and so forth. So we have to do it. It's a huge project. So when we build something like that, we actually emulate monorepo. It's something like Facebook is doing and Google is doing because they have the same problem. They have a huge a lot of repositories in one huge project. So in order to do that, we actually make a pipeline which emulates the monorepo. It's basically taking from all the repos and building into the one pipeline. All the tests are run. If you're trying to merge like master in some compiler library or whatever, it builds actually the whole pipeline, because what your changes can break something in, for example, SDK. So we have to do this huge build, and it takes time to do that. Despite the fact that we are, of course, all the time optimizing this process, it is very complicated build. So building is not that simple. So when when you build one kind of fix, but we had to build like several of them at once. We started yesterday. It didn't actually build until today. So it's kind of build that takes more than it's almost 24 hours already. And, there are several problems with that. But anyway, we're in the process of finishing this build. Some tests fails and blah, blah, blah. We're fixing them. I was expecting yesterday. I'm still expecting that today. It's in the process now. I'm pushing very hard. Everyone is pushing very hard. So once we have a build, we are part of the build is a testing, is a deployment of the network, internal network. Then it passes the high-load tests in this internal network, goes several thousand TPS, and then once it's done, then we kind of deploy it in the RustNet, and then things breaks because we cannot emulate dispersed validators, 200 validators. We cannot emulate that. So the first time you try it, it's the first time it's ever tried. So there is then, I hope we fixed everything. There are a lot of optimizations. One of them is the optimization of cut chain, for example, heavy optimization of cut chain. It's not working like that in C++ node. And actually, it has a bug in C++ node. It has a bug which Nikolai knows about and didn't fix it, and didn't fix it purposely because he didn't need to fix it, because everything worked fine despite that bug in C++. And why it worked fine? Because it's not optimized. And the cut chain, it's not optimized, and the C++ node works in one thread. So we cannot do that. So we started to optimize cut chain. And while optimizing it cut chain, like we use hashes, and the hashes are not calculated correctly in C++, not because of the bug that Nikolai didn't fix. So we had actually to fix it. So we had fixed it in the Rust node, and now we have this optimization, but it's not compatible with C++ node anymore because C++ node has this bug. So, and we are not going to fix that bug because that's not the current goal. So, okay, so this is just an example of the optimization fixes we're doing. There are several of this kind of stuff. So anyway, hope we will deploy the network today by the night time, something like that. If there are no more kind of problems which discovered over the next couple of hours. So that's the status.
And that's it? Any other technical updates?
Well, not something that is in the form of delivery currently. So there are other subgovernances, I think, that can talk about their statuses. There are a lot of contests that we are participating in that, and the community participates in, which are very important. One of them is DEX, which is in 12 days finishes. It's a DGO contest is going on about the PBFTG governance 0, and there are several, but there are nothing in conclusion. I know a lot of teams working very hard on this, and these are going to be I'm telling you, as a spoiler, this is going to be extremely interesting over next, like within a couple of weeks when this contest's delivered, because there are some extremely interesting stuff technically, which never been kind of developed which are very relevant to what is going on in the crypto space now, and that considers the distributed decentralized exchanges kind of stuff, and because we're competing head to head now with a Serum project on Solana, and we want to beat that definitely. and we're going to do that. And this is one of the things, and there is a very interesting stuff going on in the NFT space, which are picking up now, as you know. So I think, but it's too early to talk yet.
Okay, got it. All right, well, I mean, that's it for presentations. So we can move to Q&A. So let's start with everybody on this call who has a question. Or...
Yeah, Ron, actually, I would like to add about contest that contest for implementation of decentralized audit of elections was published on the forum. The idea that it should start, I hope it will be voted like in a week or two, and the idea it will start in the like 1st of April, and then it could last like Meetup proposed 4 months, because it is quite a big system of smart contracts and interfaces, and we would like also to get good number of participants. So yeah, this I think also very, very interesting approach, and I think this is once it will be ready, probably it will be the only real large-scale solution in whole blockchain area. I mean, real for not token transfer, not for speculation, but something which directly affects like physical vault or something, kind of. So that's, I think, very important milestone as well. Again, due to many other contests which are going on, MIT asked to have significant time for it, in order not to teams be forced to select which contest to participate. But still, I think it is also very important contest, and once it will be ready, we'll see another era, I think, in applications of blockchain.
Yes, sorry, and I should have put that in my notes. You're right. That's right. It's a there are overused cliches like game changer and really important, and I do it all the time. Oh, this is really, really important. No, this is really important because it really does set a whole new precedent as to how blockchain can be used, and we're going up against some very smart people who wrote a paper that most people just accept as is, whereas we came together, we being Freeton and said,
Ron, sorry, it's different. I mean, it's Guatemala. MIT.
But it's right, but still, it's the same direction, right? Same direction, right? Exactly. We're not just doing things that are within our 50,000 plus community. We're actually going out and trying to help countries fix their broken systems, probably the ones we're in at the moment as well. So it's a major step. It's a major step, and very important to note, without involving ourselves in any way, shape, or form in their political issues, but in their ability to verify that what is done correctly, which is it's a global thing. So
So this audit based on data from voting locations. So sub results forms, but of course I think the ultimate goal, which I think will be developed quite soon, and I'm 100% believe that it will be implemented. It is direct voting using some decentralized system, and for that that's what actually Ron mentioned, that there were a number of opponents which are quite famous, and they, like MIT researchers, they wrote some paper, and we collected from community through contest a number of submissions. Actually, there were like 49 submissions with where they criticized that paper, because those researchers said that like blockchain voting is like much worse than paper one.
Yeah, so, they did.
Yeah, and this Thursday there will be a discussion with a number of US officials, election officials, and the guys from that team of MIT, including us, and we will talk about that specific area. So the arguments are clear, I think, for both sides. We think that arguments used from that MIT paper, they are biased, so they could develop good criteria, but they used it only for assessing kind of blockchain voting, but not paper one. And going forward, after, I mean, some important contests will pass, with the ones which Mitty mentioned, and this good audit crowdsourced contest, then we definitely should run implementation contest for direct blockchain voting system, but I think it will be close to like middle of summer.
And it'll be a very difficult one, and one that I think will probably have very high rewards, right? So it's it's not a run-of-the-mill contest. It's something that's gonna affect millions of people. So yes, thank you. Ivan, you have a question or a comment?
I have a question.
I have a question. When you got your haircut, was it a lawnmower or what was it? Just kidding. Your haircut. What'd you do to your hair, man? How did that happen?
Whatever.
Sorry, I had to lighten the mood. Go ahead.
So yesterday there was a publication on 4o'clock and on Cointelegraph stating that Ton Labs will give access to Ton protocol for Chinese governance, and this is a project called BSN. Can you comment on that? Because there are a lot of people talking around and they don't understand what's that.
Sure, I won't comment. I'll let Pasha do it. Pavel.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, there is no need to provide an access to any protocol because it's open source. So I mean, Chinese whatever can take it and use it. The problem is that cryptocurrencies, crypto transfers, they are prohibited in China, which means that people who work with such systems in China, they either should violate the law and use all complex, all those VPNs, or there's another way. We can provide a compliant access to a system, which again will be directed only for China market, and it will allow to educate Chinese developers and to promote in China that system without any problems, because it's compliant with the law. The funny part of it is that actually in China there are prohibited token transfers, and which for many chains is the main functionality. But for Ton, it's a side functionality, because Ton is ultimate smart contract platform. So it means that we can promote for Chinese developers openly, do some programs to run contests, and to train them how to write smart contracts for free Ton, actually based on, and they can use it again legally on that system, which again only will be for Chinese market. It will be able to run smart contracts, but there will be limitations on token transfers.
So they will be able to send cryptos.
I can add to that we did not do any change and not intend to do any change on the protocol level to the network and how it operates. And that's the only blockchain. Every other blockchain that you see cooperates with BSN, doing putting some limitations within the system, within the changing the protocol itself. Ton does not do that, and that's my principal position on that.
Mitya, there is a good reason for that, because it's impossible to.
It doesn't matter what the reason for that.
Yeah,
my main reason for that is
anyway,
that we're not do that. We don't do that.
We do it with the help of Chinese subgovernance. There are active people there. Actually, now by now, I think it's the largest community in Triton. They have, I mean, probably more than 4,000 people in WeChat. So again, from my perspective, it is a great way to be compliant in China in terms of promoting this technology for developers.
And
Period.
how can Ton be compliant if like there are gas fees like paid in crystals and the token?
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, if you there could be mandatory for upload smart contracts in this particular system, which if your smart contract doesn't comply, and we have all the monitoring tools, all GraphQL requests, so you can easily see what's going on without developing of any other of any special software. So it works out of the box. So you can see that smart contracts do some transfers, and if they do, then the SN guys can stop them. That's because that smart contract is, but it's not on the system level; it's on smart contract level. So developers will include special code in their smart contracts, which allow to do this from a particular key. And
but that has nothing to do with us, basically.
Yes, absolutely. So BSN will monitor and it will filter smart contracts and will upload only those smart contracts.
So it's just like means that like Chinese guys started building for Freeton and that's it.
If not for Freeton, not for Freeton, for Ton technology. Ton has nothing to do with that. Ton never cooperates with any governments on any censorship. Nothing. It goes against the values of Freeton completely.
I think everybody got that point by now.
Well, I want to repeat that so 100% of people get that point by now. That has nothing to do with Freeton.
Yeah, Meetup, obviously, they're.
It's separate network, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
People are very, very passionate about this, so obviously there were going to be questions. It was inevitable. Yes, no, it has in no way, shape, or form does it compromise anything that Freeton does. It's just ton technology for the Chinese, which we know, right? And they don't. So it's just that. Okay, next question. For God's sake, come on.
I want to make a short announcement why everybody is thinking. So as Ron already mentioned, the NFT space is becoming extremely vibrant. I personally think this is going to be the next kind of high point after DeFi. Hopefully DeFi continues, looking at Vladislav picture here, but hopefully NFT kicks off on parallel to DeFi. And
sure,
for many different reasons.
On Thursday, definitely.
Yes. So I volunteered to initiate, hopefully, a chat that to the future NFT subgovernance, just to develop the space on the Freeton. So whoever is passionate to join and has something to contribute, I wouldn't suggest people to join just for the sake of having like 100 people there, but whoever has really something to contribute and has passion in the space, because we should do a functional subgovernance. You can ask for the link from me, from Ron, from Roman, or just find it in Telegram. It's called Freeton based NFT, the chat in Telegram. So let's build it into something powerful.
That's cool.
Can you explain more what's going to happen there?
I mean, it's just difficult to. You remember how DeFi started? It would just, you have this feeling that this is the next big thing. I think on DeFi, I actually remember Meetup was in our team, was the first one to say it's going to be big, like maybe a year ago. And I started having a feeling like in May, and I have a deja vu on NFT. It's like you have companies like, I know if you saw, for example, Sorare in France, doing around for $50 million with benchmark value fund leading it, unprecedented for the space. You have paintings sold today. Christie is selling a painting from this Bibble or Bubble, whatever is this guy, for like $10 million. I mean, it's just everywhere. Like my Telegram chats are killed with NFT references, and maybe that's because because I'm kind of paying more attention to it, but I'm just sensing that this is the next big wave coming up. And as we all know, Freeton is great positioned for the NFT revolution from the technology standpoint. Actually, that's our wars that we have to win. Not a war, I would say, a game that we have to win. So I mean, let's start early.
Digital collectibles.
It's not just collectibles. I mean, there'll be
No, for me,
Yeah.
we're working on something. We're working on something as well. That's probably going to be part of this. I'm just teasing right now, but there's going to be something else that me and a couple of folks here are reviving. That's also going to be very suitable for this. So just wanted to say that because yeah, it's perfect. Okay, thank you, Alex. Who else? Questions, comments, grievances?
Yeah, guys. So as you asked, I shared the document regarding the stablecoin, but the problem is it's in Ukrainian. So it's in the initial members Freeton governments, so it's there. I'll ask to translate it into English. It's not very long, but
we'll use Google Translate.
Google Translate works okay. And the second thing, I wanted to buy the stickers and the cup, and the shop is broken. So how can we fix
Is it really?
that? Yep.
Hang on.
It says that it accepted my data and nothing happens. So you can't top it up. You can't go to checkout. It's also, the screenshot is also in the.
There is a number of bots, but yeah, we'll ask guys to check.
Thank
Mark,
you.
so shame on you, Mark. Okay. Next question.
Oh yeah,
Mark?
the last question. On the 26th of March. Oh, it's March already. Yeah, so 26th of this month, we're gonna have the big blockchain conference in Kiev. Is anyone doing anything regarding the Freeton there? No, I'm not sure. Just asking.
I'm here, Mike.
Okay, so yeah, we can team up if you want to, and
yeah, fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have some presence of a Freeton there. Okay, Ivan, you can take the technical questions, I guess.
Well, if there are any, of course.
Okay, so we're gonna have a stand. Already bought a stand, so we can brand some of it with the Freeton, and you can be there and answering questions. If we can get some merchandise, that will be even great. So yeah, we need to fix the shop ASAP.
Oh, okay, all right. And so this is an off-chain event. This is
off-chain, yeah,
a physical conference event. Oh,
26,
cool.
so, okay.
You guys, Ivan, you know plenty of people that you can rally that could probably come.
Crypto alcoholics.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Excellent, guys. Okay, so we'll take on that.
Awesome.
Ivan, please PM me in Telegram. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I'm done. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. All right. Thanks, Ivan. Anything else? Anyone else have a question, a comment? Let's go to YouTube. Thanks for this explanation, Mitya, about RustNet issues. I'm sure Mitya says thank you. Will there be a repository for ton improvement proposals, or will it be a forum? The forum is not convenient.
I agree. It will be. Should be.
We have a question that was written in. Give me a sec to find it here. Okay. That's more of a philosophical question, I guess, to some extent. Will quantum computers be able to disrupt existing blockchains, such as free?
Yes, I can take. Yeah.
Can I? Let me finish the question. I mean, I've asked this question myself, but will quantum computers be able to disrupt existing blockchains such as Freeton in the foreseeable future? 1, 2. Do quantum resistant blockchains really exist right now? Like, does this make sense? He asks. Now, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start with you. So first of all, it's not about Freeton or blockchain. It will quantum computers will be able at some point to say actually decrypt all existing cryptographic all currently used cryptographical protection. So it means like blockchain is a very, very small piece of a problem compared to the problems in all other internet communication. So, but first of all, if we talk about existing algorithms, known algorithms like Shor algorithm, it can take up to 10 years for quantum computers to be developed at a level where this algorithm can be used for a key size which is used now. Because it's not only about so okay, let's not go into technical details. So from that perspective, we have time. So NIST, actually, it's American Standardization Institute. They now on the final stage of the contest of selecting post-quantum cryptography algorithms. All of those algorithms published, and they're actually people who even already wrote libraries, cryptographers who already wrote libraries for such algorithms. The problem is that it is like probably there few, like 1, 2, 3 people in the world, or very, 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 very limited number of people in the world who can justify the, how to say, whether those algorithms are really safe, or probably there are some probably there are different algorithms can be used using using quantum computers to decrypt or to do some operations for those, again, currently final algorithm in final stage. So we do not think that we are as a Triton community can solve, and we will not even try to solve the problem of developing quantum resistant cryptography. We will rely on cryptography community. When they will say that those algorithms can be used and they're fine, then we will do it. So the problem is actually that those so there's no problem to start using those algorithms right now. The problem is that first of all, you do not know. Probably there somebody will develop decrypting approach like in a year or in half a year for such algorithms. So again, before cryptographers will finally come to a consensus on that, there is risks are too high in order to use it. Then the other thing is that those algorithms are a bit more have more calculation complexity, so it will they work with probably up to 10 times a lower speed in terms of encrypting operations. So this will also affect on performance of all cryptography in the internet. But since it will happen like in 3 or 4, 5 years, and probably by that time it will be less critical, because again, equipment also improving each year. That's my part. Mitya, anything you would like to add?
Sure. Yeah. So a little bit more technical on that, maybe a couple of words. So first of all, the current algorithms that are used in quantum, first of all, as Pasha said, it will take years for them to be able to decrypt even what they can decrypt. What they can decrypt, they cannot, current algorithms, again, the Shor, for example, can decrypt only certain algorithms based on certain cryptography. It cannot decrypt all of them. So, for example, it can, there is obviously there is a NIST, as Pasha said, post-quantum cryptography competition, which is, and there is a known techniques for something that Shor algorithm cannot decrypt. For example, hash-based.
NIST, though.
NIST, yeah. Hash-based cryptography, lattice-based cryptography, which is known techniques for years, for dozens of years. They cannot be broken with the current quantum algorithms. the Ethereum Foundation takes the approach for ZK Starks. So ZK Snarks, for example, they can be attacked by the quantum computer. ZK Starks currently cannot because it's a hash-based algorithm. So, first of all, within a known domain of quantum cryptography, there are already known algorithms that can be used to protect against quantum computer. So that's first thing. Of course, in terms of the actual practically usable algorithms, that's a different story because they're slower and sometimes but there is a lot of advances going on in this space. So by the time the quantum computer within the current domain of knowledge of the quantum algorithms will be there to be able to break the currently used cryptographic systems, there will be already good enough performant cryptographic systems that cannot be braked. The problem with the, as Pasha said, maybe I don't remember, the problem is that there may be new algorithms, which we don't know yet, which will be optimized for quantum computers, that will attack the currently known algorithms that cannot be attacked currently. So, but we don't know that, and probably it will take another, everything in cryptography takes a lot of time, like a lot of time. We're measuring by decades, basically. So there is currently nothing to worry about for the next probably 7 years with the current elliptic curve, for example. Elliptic curve cryptography can be broken by of course Shor algorithm and quantum computer. By the time we will be there, probably we will have to switch from currently known elliptic curve cryptography to something that I mentioned before, like lattice-based or hash-based cryptography, and that will be done, and then it will take another 10-20 years for additional quantum algorithms to be developed to attack this kind of stuff. So maybe not in our lifetime, something like that.
Yeah, I remember I was actually the first one to ask you about that. I remember it was like a year ago. I said,
and I think I gave the same answer.
Yeah, you did. It's basically it's a cat and mouse game. Somebody
as always in the cryptography, it's a cat and mouse game. Always. Mm-hmm. So we always need to be kind of ready to change the cryptographic algorithms we use, and that's happening all the time. Actually, we're actually changing that without people even notice. Like we changed the MD5, we changed a lot of the hashes, we changed the elliptic, the curves, everything. We change all the time. We change every 5 years. So it's not a big problem for the consumer.
Yep. Thank you. Noam, question, please.
And just wanted to add that because we have a governance that makes changes to the protocol, like changing algorithms, much easier than without.
Agreed.
Okay. We are out of questions on YouTube. We are out of questions that have been written in. So last chance for Romance. Who has a comment, question? Would you look at that? 50 minutes. It's a record.
Unbelievable, Ron. Unbelievable. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Practice. It takes practice.
3, 2, 1. Next week, guys. Thank you, gals. Thank you. See you soon.
Mitya, can you please send recordings for?
And then there's Ivan.
I will.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks all. Catch you all soon.
Thanks, bye.